Imagine waking up in the middle of the night, not in your home, not in the modern world, but in the year 1300. The fire has gone out. The room is freezing. You hear something outside, a strange noise, maybe an animal, maybe a thief, maybe something worse. You can't check your phone. You can't turn on a light. You can't call for help, because none of those things exist. Welcome to a medieval night, a world of darkness, fear, and uncertainty. A world most modern people wouldn't survive.
Today, darkness barely exists. Streetlights illuminate roads. Buildings glow all night. Phones light our faces. But medieval people experienced real darkness. The kind of darkness most people have never seen. Once the sun disappeared, the world vanished. Roads disappeared. Landmarks vanished. Even familiar places became dangerous. A simple walk could become deadly. People regularly became lost, even close to home. Night transformed the world, and humans feared what they couldn't see. For good reason. Danger often hid in the shadows. Bandits, wild animals, accidents, and things nobody could explain, which made imagination run wild, very wild. And that fear shaped medieval life. The darkness didn't just hide dangers, it created them, at least in people's minds. Medieval people believed the night belonged to supernatural forces, ghosts, demons, witches, and spirits. Many believed these creatures became stronger after sunset because darkness hid what daylight revealed. Every strange sound became suspicious. Every shadow seemed alive. Every unexplained event gained a supernatural explanation. A creaking floorboard, a moving curtain, a distant howl, all became signs of something lurking nearby. Fear spread quickly, especially when nobody could prove otherwise. Stories traveled from village to village, growing larger every time they were told. Soon, myths became facts, at least to the people hearing them. And that's how many legends survived for centuries. Because fear is a powerful storyteller, especially in the dark. And medieval nights were very dark. Dark enough to hide anything, or at least make people think it could. And that made nighttime terrifying. But monsters weren't the only threat. Real people were often far more dangerous. Once darkness arrived, criminals gained an advantage. Nobody could see them coming, and nobody could easily identify them. Robberies became common.
So did attacks, and sometimes murder. Roads became empty after sunset. People preferred staying indoors, where they felt safer. Many towns created curfews, a signal that everyone should return home, and quickly. The streets emptied, doors locked, windows closed, candles dimmed. The village fell silent. Outside, darkness took control. Inside, people waited for morning. Because daylight meant safety. Night meant uncertainty. And uncertainty creates fear. The same fear humans still experience today, just much stronger, because they lacked modern protection.
No police patrols, no emergency services, and very little help if something went wrong. Ironically, medieval nights weren't spent completely awake. People slept far more than many imagine, but not always in one long stretch. Many historians believe people followed a different sleep schedule, a schedule modern society almost forgot. The first sleep and the second sleep. Between them came a quiet waking period, sometimes lasting an hour, sometimes even longer. People didn't panic when they woke up because they expected it. Many prayed. Some reflected on their lives. Others planned tomorrow's work. Some talked quietly with family. And eventually, they returned to bed for their second sleep. The night felt less frightening indoors, especially with family nearby. Because people rarely slept alone. Beds were often shared, sometimes by entire families. Privacy was a luxury. Warmth was more important. And warmth could mean survival, especially during harsh winters, when temperatures became deadly. The night wasn't just frightening, it was also dangerous. Yet despite all of this, medieval people survived, generation after generation. Because humans adapt, even to frightening environments. The darkness wasn't unusual to them. It was normal.
The fear we imagine today would have felt different to them because it was the world they knew. But something fascinating has happened since then. We've conquered the darkness. Streetlights, electricity, phones, and technology everywhere. Yet many of our fears remain unchanged. We still fear the unknown. We still imagine dangers hiding in the dark.
And we still feel uneasy when we can't see what's around us. Because some instincts are ancient, much older than civilization itself. The medieval night is mostly gone, but the human mind that feared it remains. And perhaps that's the most surprising part of all. The darkness hasn't really changed, only our ability to illuminate it. And that may be why medieval nights seem so terrifying today, because they remind us how small humans once felt in the dark.